What is good, C Red Nation? How are y'all feeling today? Chicago Bulls basketball is back tonight versus the Houston Rockets, starting at 7. The Billy Donovan era begins. I'm so ready. Let's go. So I'm going to give you 3 players that you should watch closely tonight versus the Houston Rockets, and it starts right now. Now, if you are new to the channel, please like the video, please subscribe to the page, because we do talk Chicago sports weekly, and we don't want you to miss a thing, so make sure that you hit that bell. Also, a fine shout out to the fine people over at Martinelli Originals. They are the people that give us these lovely Chicago Bulls logo heads. You can check them out by checking out the link in the description below and checking out their Etsy, getting you one for your home today. All right, so the Chicago Bulls are back versus the Houston Rockets tonight, and needless to say, we understand it's preseason, but I'm excited. The beginning of the Billy Donovan era, finally getting to see Chicago basketball again, getting to see real basketball again in Chicago, finally getting to see what improvements, what steps these guys have taken in the offseason since the changes have been made. So I'm going to give you those 3 Chicago Bulls that I feel we should watch very closely tonight. Number 1 for me, I think number 1's pretty obvious, right? Pat Williams. We really want to see what Pat Williams is going to be able to do. More so to me, I think the key thing that we need to watch is how quickly is he going to make this change to the NBA. I mean, the draft was what, 3 weeks ago? And so you kind of want to see how quickly is Billy Donovan going to put him in? How quickly is he going to allow him to get his feet wet? Is he going to understand what it's like to play in this current NBA? And how is his game going to translate? I think that those are things that you can see from preseason. Now, is it going to be real, down the stretch NBA basketball? I'm not expecting to see that tonight, but with Pat Will, he's got those intangibles. He's got that skill set, that defense that he can bring in that can affect a game right away. And so is he going to be able to do that right off of the bat? I think that we definitely need to watch that closely. And also his offensive game. People basically saying that his offensive game does not exist. I think games like these are the games where you kind of find out, oh snap, like, he's got some game. This is interesting. I can remember us all watching Kobe White and Daniel Gafford in the summer league, and we're just like, oh snap, these kids can play. So I think that these are the games where you really want to clue in on Pat Williams and see not only if he's going to be in the rotation, how he's going to fit into that rotation, and how he's going to affect that rotation coming into tonight's game. Now, before I continue with the video, I want to know you guys' opinion. What players are you going to be watching closely tonight versus Houston? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you as well. Second player for me to watch, Kobe White. I think that a lot of this Bulls season success is based on how Kobe White improved, how he has developed, how his game is taking that next step, because Kobe White's going to be the guy who should be facilitating everything for this team. He's going to be the guy who should be the one getting his teammates the opportunity, setting his teammates up, and all the while being able to be a scoring threat himself. I think the biggest thing that we want to see from Kobe White tonight is how has his court vision developed. I think we know that Kobe can score the ball when he needs to. We know that he can put that thing in the bucket, but how has his court vision developed? How is he going to be able to get his guys into their sets, into their positions, so that they can be more successful? I think that if Kobe White is successful, it just expands the success of this entire team. We'll see Lowry and Wendell both take big jumps forward, and I think that that's going to be very key. And so I want to see not only how is he acclimated to Billy Donovan's system, but how well does he already understand Billy Donovan's system, and not even just understanding, how well can he execute? You know what I'm saying? Because I think there's a lot of players who can come into this league and figure it out and kind of understand, okay, this is what I need to do, this is what I should do, but there aren't as many players who can execute that on a night in, night out basis. Is he going to be able to execute what Billy Donovan's trying to do and put that out to the players on the floor? Kobe White absolutely has to become one of the leaders on this team for the Chicago Bulls team to take that next step in their success. Now, like I said, I'm not getting too high or too low on anything from this game, but if we can see Kobe White come out and really show that he's taking a step not only in his talent, but also in just his mental game and his IQ of the game, I think that we leave tonight's game very pleased. And the final player to watch for tonight versus the Houston Rockets in the first NBA basketball action in Chicago in what, 9 months? Wendell Carter Jr. He's going to be the biggest question mark throughout this entire season to me. He's going to be the one who to me has proven that, yes, he's a good player. Yes, he does do some things well, but is he going to be that dominant big man that controls the paint? Or is that a position that we might need to be looking for somebody else to take a step in the middle of the season? I think that Wendell, like I said, does some good things. I think he does check all the boxes for a big man that you want to see in there. I want to see how his game has improved. I want to see how his mental game has improved. Like I said, Wendell's a guy who often gets into foul trouble. Now, granted, a lot of ticky-tack fouls. A lot of ticky-tack fouls on Wendell. Like I said, if y'all watch that foul video where they basically go through all the fouls that were called on Wendell, it was ridiculous. But the common thread in that video was he would get called for a bad foul. He'd actually go down on the other end, commit a real foul, and then he'd get 2 fouls in under 20 seconds. Has that improved? Has that changed with this new coaching staff? I think there's no doubt that when Wendell's on the floor, he's an impact player, but how much of an impact is that going to be in Billy Donovan's system? So I really want to watch Wendell closely tonight. I want to see how he fits in with what the Bulls are trying to do moving forward in the future. And I want to see if he's able to take a freaking jump shot under Billy Donovan, because that was something that annoyed me all last year. You know what I'm saying? Every time he get the ball in the middle of the paint, he go to pump fake and then he just wouldn't take it. And so I really wanted to see him do that more. I'm not looking for Wendell to be, Charles Oakley down there. I'm looking for Wendell to be Wendell, a modern day big man who checks all the boxes, makes all the plays that you want to see a modern day big man do on the floor, is able to step out and take that corner three, is able to step out and take that mid-range jump shot, and is able to dominate in the middle. I think that those are things that only add to Wendell's game. So I'm going to be watching Wendell pretty closely tonight, because y'all know I love the big man in this game too. Joakim Noah, Dennis Rodman, 2 of my favorite players of all time. And so I want to see Wendell be that next guy that gets on that list, man. And I think that coming in tonight is going to show us exactly how Billy Donovan plans on using him and how effective that's going to be in the NBA. But I want to know your opinion. Let me know in the comments below. Who are some of the players you are really going to be focusing in on, watching closely in tonight's game versus the Houston Rockets? I'll be down there talking with you guys as well. I am going to get up out of here. It is your boy Pat the Designer, back at it again to continue watching our Chicago Bulls content. Click the links here or check the links in the description below. See Red Nation, the Bulls are back. The Billy Donovan era is beginning, and y'all stay safe out there. Peace.